Well, well, we meet again. Oh, fuck! So it's summertime at bloody last. uh, Having a cracking summer, it looks like it. I'm a little bit too fair. My complexion's slightly too fair for me to venture outside very often. So I don't want to risk skin cancer or anything. So I've sort of been tracking the summer on Facebook. Been looking at the photos. It looks like you're having a great time. I've sort of just been at home, really. Getting a bit of jelly on the belly, watching too much telly. Oh, that was deliberate. Um, but yeah, I'm really pleased that the weather's good finally. Um, I'm on antibiotics at the moment, so I can't drink. But in a couple of days' time, I'll be off them, and I'll be smashing pints left, right, and centre. LRC with ATBL, all the bloody lads. But I mean, 2 weeks ago actually, I had a great time. What we did is we had this sort of all my old school friends got together, and we had a game of football in the park. And it was beautiful weather. It was shirts versus skins. I obviously was shirts because I jiggle a little bit, and I didn't really want to. I just didn't want people to know about it. I wanted to cover up as much as possible. And we had this game. I've been on that before with Jeremy. We've been just sat at home watching Step Up to the Streets, playing Edward Ciderhands, which is where you tie these things aside as your hands and then just it's such good fun. But my stomach was a little bit disrupted by this, to say the very least. But at the same time, I was very keen to impress both my team and the opposition because I hadn't seen them all for a while. And maybe I was a little bit too keen. I remember about 4 minutes in, I went for a left-footed volley, the strain of which caused me to ever so slightly shit my pants. So it wasn't. It was more liquid than anything, sort of orangey hot liquid, and immediately I knew what I'd done. So I sort of grabbed my thighs, the shorts to my thighs as tight as possible, in order to prevent dribbling or anything, dribbling of that kind at least, and had to sort of waddle off and clean myself up behind a shed with by scraping it away with a credit card. But Joe was on them because I came back and scored the winner. So, so yeah, we did that, and then we went to we had this sort of barbecue that we'd arranged, and it was great fun. Everyone was nagging at me, saying, "Oh, you haven't contributed anything. You never contribute anything." So I decided what I'd do is offer to do the to sort of cook the meat. What you have to do when you cook meat is it's a very manly thing. All the boys sort of stood round and sort of I could tell by their faces like. I wouldn't mind sort of heading that up. Obviously, Tom knows what he's doing, so we'll see how this goes. But I sprayed too much of that sort of cream on the it was like the coals were floating. So I lit it and it went, and then didn't really take off from there. So we had to move the whole thing. I did actually. They asked me not to come. It got a bit annoyed with me, so I went off with a few others. We went to the pub and did some shots off each other's backs. No, not really. Imagine that would be. But this barbecue went on, and we joined them a bit later on, and went to a club. And this was great, but it was everyone had been, because we were slightly sunburnt and tired from the day's activity. It was just, I don't really remember too much of it. It was sort of a haze, just a blur. But then Blurred Lines came on, and everything was well again. What a tune! I still don't know the words, but it's Robert Thicke. What a sweet guy. What a cool dude. That's the song of the summer for me. That and Daft Punk by Pharrell Williams. Yeah, those two tunes, songs of the summer. I remember the song of my song of the summer for GCSE was R. Kelly. It was the one that goes. How does it go? In the hotel lobby. Wait, I can't remember how it goes. You know what I'm talking about anyway. That was my song, and I have a very particular memory actually of trying to get into a club. This is when I was 16, and I look young now. Imagine how I looked then, with all my friends. My friend Ben Stennett had made me wear his dad's clothing. His dad was about 3 times as wide as me, so I had this sort of ridiculous blazer on that, hooked over the shoulders, and I must have looked ridiculous. But I was the only one that didn't get in. This was in Ipswich, I can't remember the name of the bar, but it was one of these ones with sort of a glass outer, you know, the whole wall was glass, so everyone in the bar could see you. Anyway, all my friends got in. I didn't. Didn't have a mobile phone back then, so I just had to sit against the wall and watch them. And I remember Ben and George particularly. They got in. Showed no remorse, showed no sort of sympathy for me. They just came straight to the front of this window with their drinks, just like. It's funny now, but you know, at the time it was emotionally scarring, and also I felt incredibly left out. So yeah. Went to Glastonbury the other day, or should I say Lashtonbury? Lashtonbury, oi oi. Super cool. Who did I see? Saw Mumford and Sons. That was it. Just got hammered the rest of the time, and then just Mumford and Sons. It was not your fault, but mine. Push.